I come bearing the news that marriage is back. Marriage is fashionable. Marriage is desirable again. It's a repressed shouting. Some of my girlfriends, before rebellious, contrarian, non-complacent, have forgotten that annular fingers are for stick and poke hard tattoos, not rings. You got 9 on the fingers for that. They have seen to land to the idea that the essence of their abdomens is being life-creating sacred spaces instead of a vessel for slimy organs, piercings, and complaints. Complaints about it not being flat enough. Flat like a board. Flat like the lifeline of Valentina Tereshkova when she saw Katy Perry go into space. Flat like the heartbeat of a guy named Chad watching The Age of Innocence because he saw Scorsese on Letterboxd and thought that he would see some gangsta shit. And because, let's be honest, he just doesn't get it. That's how flat you wanted your abdomen to be. So you diet, you develop an ED, and with the years you find out that you had PCOS. And that it wasn't your fault. Where are the piercings? And before you ask me if I have any piercings, I will say, nor do I have piercings or am I married. I'm allergic to both of them, actually. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, am I getting older or are we entering an age of prudery? Welcome, women. Today I come to ask you a question, but before that, let's work together. So, say that you are, we are, me too, we all are one woman, hetero. A 48-year-old woman from a Georgian village. For my US viewers, that's a country in Eastern Europe. That's not in your country. You live alone. You work running the little convenience shop of your village. You're unmarried. You're childless. You love to walk around the forest. You make blackberry jam from scratch from the berries you pick up on your walks. And you are free. One day, in one of your walks, you trip and have an accident. Oh shit, I almost died. And your shadows arise from the depth of you. You, me, all hetero. We are virgins. You've never had a boyfriend, and most importantly, you've never experienced intimacy. Partly because, oh, it is hard to find a worthy man, and partly because unworthy men, in this case your dad and your brother, kept you lonely, under their control, and for you to provide them with care. Plus, signs of menopause start showing up as a sign that time indeed is passing. And so you yearn and you wonder and you're a little horny. Let's be blunt, but let's be truthful. And you start lifting your gaze to the men around you, judging who's cute and sweet and good and attractive. And Murman, a delivery man, always a delivery man, starts looking at you the same way. With few words, but lots of horniness, you both embark on a passionate love story, tender, sexy, exciting, calm, and secret. The women in the village, all married and with kids, all complaining about menopause, their husbands, about their sexless life, talk about you, and you know it, and they pity you. But you pity them. And you say magnificent, smart things like, at least no one is throwing dust into my eyes, and calls it love, in reference to their very much terrible husbands. And them, because baby, you're the one that's capital F. They actually do have that conversation in the film. And the love story continues. And the menopause symptoms continue as well. One day Murman suggests the unnegotiable. Murman loves you. He tells you that what you have is special, that you guys are a dying star that will radiate life for years to come, that he's gonna move to another country for work and that he wants you to come with, that you can marry, that you can live together, that you can be happy forever. You think about it. You ponder. In Georgia, you have your beautiful house that you've built over time. You have blackbirds, you have blackberries, you have your homemade jam, you have your shop, you have the forest, you have your life, and most of all, you have your freedom. In Turkey, where Murman is moving to, there's only Murman. We decide that we remain in our village. Murman was the first. Murman was the love. Murman was the intimate partner. But Murman is not the freedom that you have built for yourself. And so he leaves, and so you stay. During all this turmoil, the menopause symptoms have become so consistent that you decide to visit the gynecologist, only to confirm that you are pregnant. A miracle, so they say. You sit at a cafe, looking at the sonogram, and think. As you probably can imagine by now, this is the plot of a film called Blackbird Blackbird Blackberry by Georgian filmmaker Elene Naveriani. Since I watched this film around a year ago, I haven't been able to get it out of my head. Everything is done to perfection, and it is for sure my top 5 films about lone women, or my top 5 films in general, to be honest. However, I have to confess that my fixation with this film, I think, comes too from the insatisfaction of the ending. Somehow, I feel like the pregnancy is a certain validation for her character, like a certainty for the the viewer to take a deep breath of relief because hetero will no longer be alone. That really annoys me. But I am not hetero. Like I established, we are all putting ourselves into her situation. So here comes my question. If you were a 48-year-old woman that cherished her life so much that she renounced to a perfect love story, would a baby be good news or not to you? How do you think you'll feel? Is this a good ending for you? Since we never got an answer from the character, since the film ends with hetero looking at the sonogram of her baby in a cafe without really saying anything or coming to any conclusion, we should complete it with our opinions. Watch the film if you have some time. If you're in Spain, it's in filming. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying something new. See you soon, and I'll show you my cat. That's my cat.